February 7th, 2022, and it's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody, my name's Paul.
Good morning. It's Bev
Good,
here.
good, good morning, Bev here. That's a nice last new name, new last name,
It's Bev here.
Bev here,
Hey, we gotta. If I'm gonna be present, that's a good thing. So I
Bev
need to
here.
announce it.
So actually, that'll be humanity's new last name here. So I'm Paul here. Bev
Bev
here.
here.
We just created a new humanitarian last name. So you can all call yourself here from now on. Susie and Bill and Sam. Sam here, Bev here, Bill here. So
See,
and
it's
and we'll bring them all together with BioTouch.
oh yes,
There you go.
that's absolutely true.
So, all right. So we're only 1 week away from Valentine's Day. So yes, sirree. We'll have a show on Valentine's Day, and you're gonna be here.
I know. I get to do my shift and touch lovely people.
Oh, and we'll be right next to each other on Valentine's Day. We're gonna have to do something special. Maybe get a
Yeah.
heart cake or something and blow it out, or throw it in each other's face or something. All
Oh,
right, we're going to go over BioTouch's mission and vision statement because we're having our annual board meeting tomorrow, which all members are invited to. And so we're going to talk a little about that and what our mission and vision statement is and sort of tear it apart. But first, we're going to find out why we even have our annual meeting. And we're going to let Bev, who is the president of the board, tell us why we even do this meeting.
yeah. Well, because the annual board meeting is, has a few different purposes. We meet once a year. This is the big one where, as Paul said, all of the membership, all of our members are invited to. This is our opportunity, the board's opportunity to report to our membership the business of the previous year. The other important item that happens is the election of the 4 board officers. So, and then it gives the membership an opportunity to interact with the board members. So, we always open the floor to questions and comments, and this is just a time to bring the family together, and just be. Just so we hope you will join us tomorrow. It's
Yeah, and it's tomorrow at 3 p.m. if you're a member, and we'll Zoom it. And if you haven't gotten the Zoom link, send us an email, office@justtouch.com, and we'll send you that link. It's not really a public meeting, you have to be a member to participate. So, and that will be Zoomed, of course. We'll be Zooming that. And it makes it really nice because people can come from all over
yeah,
the world. And
right.
this
And they do.
yeah, this whole virtual interaction with people has really opened us up to pursue our mission and vision statement. And so let's read
Exactly.
it and then we'll go over piece by piece. So we're going to show it here as I read it for those who are listening to it. Our mission: to teach BioTouch as a unique natural approach to alleviate pain and stress and support good health through all stages of life. Our vision: to encourage all people to take responsibility for their own health care, empower them to assist others, and create a community of people worldwide dedicated to service, self awareness, and recognizing the equality of all humanity, thus forming a chain which shall go on indefinitely.
Boy,
A lot of power in those sentences. So
a lot of power.
let's go to
Yeah.
the mission. That BioTouch is a unique approach. I mean, how do we even say that it can help stress, pain, and support good health?
How do we have the presumption to even say it's unique, right?
The
Well,
authority.
yeah, we have discussed that, and we can actually say that because in the healing community right now, there are so many modalities that have been around for quite a while. And we honor, as we've said many times, we honor everything. But when you take a look at BioTouch and what it is and what it has to offer, it is unique in the fact that it is literally literally meant for every single person, because unlike many others, it has a specific um, philosophy, and in many of them you have to go through intense training. There's levels. You pay a lot of money. Sometimes you have to be initiated, on and on. But with BioTouch, it's really for the people. This is a modality meant and here for all of us. So it's easy to learn, as you've heard us say many times. You can learn it easily and immediately be effective, and you can turn around and teach somebody else immediately how to do the points.
Right.
That is unique.
That is unique. That is very unique. And the other part of the uniqueness for such a simple technique that anybody can do is we have the research to back up these statements to alleviate pain and stress and support good health through all stages of life. That we did research with the University of Arizona. We've gone over this many, many shows. We've done it with Dr. Kenneth Stevenson, Dr. Carol McKenzie, and a few other people where the research actually shows that to be true clinically. So we can make those statements with that unique approach.
The natural approach part of it is those two fingers lightly touching on the skin. The natural approach is nothing from the one performing BioTouch, the associate, is interfering with the body's natural ability to heal. That's what BioTouch promotes. It is here to, without any intervention, non-invasive, just touching in a loving way, one person to another, opens the body's innate ability to, in a natural way, to heal.
Right.
And that's why we say a natural approach.
Right. And it's just with that simple thing called love, which we've talked over and over about too, can change the gene memories and the gene dialogue and the cellular dialogue.
Tell a different
whatever
story.
all those things are, right? We can tell a different story to myself in relation to this body, and things can change. So we've got numerous testimonials about that. And if you want, go to our website, justtouch.com. There's a whole section on testimonials. Let's go into the vision. Let's take the first one, to help people take responsibility for their own health care.
Boy, isn't that just, I mean, really, haven't we seen that happening in the last even 5 or 10 years? People are starting to relook the way that they are doing their health care. They're becoming more interested in looking outside of the traditional medicine community. And by the way, we encourage everyone to work, if they're getting BioTouch, to work with that, whatever that program is. However, BioTouch is such an amazing way for preventative and maintenance and day-to-day, just introducing certain things into your daily routine that BioTouch can offer. So people are starting to make different choices. And that's what we mean by taking responsibility to change what you feel is not working for you. And reminding you that you've always had the power to do that.
Right. And the responsibility, it gives people that sense of inward power to talk to our clinicians, our allopathic doctors, our naturopaths, our alternative therapists, where we feel empowered to question and to ask, because BioTouch seems to give us that centeredness that, hey, I'm going to be okay, but I have some questions that come up. So it's an interaction with our healthcare practitioners. It's working together, and that's a huge responsibility that BioTouch helps us get. For their own healthcare. That's what it says. Take responsibility for their own healthcare, and then empower them to assist others.
Boy, this is an amazing one. When we say this all the time, and we always use the excuse, if you're a family member or a dear friend or coworker, whatever, and you have someone in your life that is going through a healing crisis, instead of you just sitting by and being the observer, BioTouch lets us step in and share that journey with that loved one by being able to actually touch them in a healing way, in a loving way. And you get to participate. You're not just sitting there helpless. You actually can do something. That's what BioTouch, that's an amazing gift.
Yeah. And I've had that personal experience with my mother who was in a coma. We have
Right.
Rose's story with her husband, who they've been through
Oh,
numerous things
yes.
after he had a couple of strokes. I mean, again, the testimonials go over that little young 16-year-old girl who
Yep.
gave a talk to all these teachers at Tucson Unified School District presentation we did, and how she felt empowered to participate in her mother's well-being instead of
Right.
sitting back being afraid of her mother's diagnosis of cancer. Just amazing
That's
opportunity.
empowering.
Yes. And so this is something for all ages, the empowering for the young ones and the elders, the grandparents working with the kids and the kids with the grandparents and mother and dad. So, we're then, as it says here, creating a community of people worldwide dedicated to service, self awareness, and equality of all humanity. Let's just deal with the first part, dedicated to service. A
Yeah.
community of people. That's what you just talked about.
Yeah, that thought form about community has really been coming up a lot, even in the last couple of years, because the world has been experiencing something. We're going through this together, and you can always find little blessings in what seems to be a great crisis. And we've always been a community. Humanity's always been one community. It's just that we have separated ourselves on in many ways and we have forgotten what our connection is. And one of the powerful things about BioTouch, why it's such an important and vital gift right now, is that it can literally bring the world together, and we're doing it every day. We are creating, and have been, and will continue to create a web, a community of practitioners and people all over the world who can teach and practice and share BioTouch wherever they are. This is a great. We're doing our part to contribute to this building of a worldwide community.
Right. And the opportunity that came with this whole pandemic that's a global community thing is the opportunity to do virtual trainings and virtual
Yep.
teachings and this kind of sharing that we're doing now that can go all over the world and be shared, which is why we're taking that step to learn all this technology and put it out there and create these shows. And we have all kinds of ways that people can learn it. And it's also creating so a community of people dedicated to service, also self-awareness.
Oh, that's a big one, isn't it? We always
Yeah,
talk about that.
helping people wake up to their surroundings.
Well, and it's interesting because it's so multifaceted when we use that expression, self-awareness, because we just got through talking about a lot of that. The self-awareness to take responsibility, to change, to speak up for yourself, to enter into service. BioTouch is service oriented. One person touching another person on the skin in love and honoring them. What better service can you provide? And without any expectation, or without trying to impose your belief system or your philosophy or anything, your ego, into
Right,
anybody, just
right.
being present with them. That's an amazing service.
And we don't have any particular idea of what self-awareness means. We're not
No.
trying to think of some evolutionary process, and when you get to this point you'll be the healer, or you'll be this enlightened teacher or whatever. I mean, I'm always reminded of that the truck driver who took the class. He was the head of the Teamsters union, and when he had to talk about self-awareness, he says, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And I was like, perfect self-awareness. I mean, he was able
Perfect.
to become aware of his own inability to understand some concept, and that is all we mean by self-awareness, is waking up to how you relate to your surroundings,
Right.
to other interactions with people, to what's going on inside of you when you're in fear or lust or anger or happiness or sorrow. All these things that make us human. BioTouch seems to bring us into that center to wake
It
up to
does.
that, which is where then healing can take place.
And it's so subtle, isn't it? You don't
Right,
even
right,
realize it's happening. The more that you practice BioTouch, you turn around one day and you go, now, when did that start happening?
right,
When did I start feeling and thinking like that?
right. And
It's
there's nobody's
wonderful.
going to give you a certificate of completion. You're not going to, hang something on your wall saying, "Oh, I'm
Nope.
enlightened now. I've reached
Yeah,
I've
right.
reached samadhi."
I can
So
heal you.
yeah, right. So, and then we have, this worldwide dedication to recognizing the equality of all humanity. That's such a key thing right now with all the
Yeah.
divergent opinions, and BioTouch pierces that veil. Just that greeting pierces. I mean, it opens us up to vulnerability, and we are touching somebody in the most vulnerable place in our body,
Yeah.
just below that breastbone.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, we've mentioned that many times. The equality, which is an inherent fact. It's a truth. We're all equal, right? And BioTouch, in that connection, in that really healing relationship, brings into the mix this sense of you and I together. It's
We,
we. It's not a separation.
right.
We're equal, in the giving and the receiving. It really doesn't have anything to do with, well, I'll be the associate, you can be the one
Right.
getting it. Well, we know that in that equality, both of us receive and give
Yeah. I
in that.
remember when I did a presentation in Egypt, and questions came from all over the area, and they had to translate it. And I realized the one thing that really n- nailed it in for me about the equality was everybody was suffering. Everybody was afraid, and everybody was just looking for a little bit of trusting they were loved. And it doesn't matter what part of the planet you're on. We're all in the same boat together. We just want to be loved. And
Yeah,
when you talk about that, the mesh, that I love you takes the I and the you, and it's held together with that love.
yeah. Yeah, this is the one thing I think that we're on the road to rediscover within each of us, is that, wait a minute, we're all from the same family. It's called the human family. We're just experiencing all over this planet different, we're just having, different, we're either male or female, we're black or green or purple or whatever we are, we believe this way, but the innate part of it is, it doesn't matter. This is what the power of BioTouch, it equalizes everybody down to the point where we just remember we are one human family.
Right. And that human family, to really recognize it and understand, just take those two fingers and lightly touch another human being.
Yeah.
And our whole job is to create that chain, which we hope will go on indefinitely. So take one of our classes, participate in this service, in this self awareness, in this love. It's just as simple as touch.
Yeah.
So we reach out and we are touching you right now.
Boom.
Boom. All right. I have been awakened. So that's our mission statement. That's our vision statement. We will start all of our meetings with the board with reading those also. So if you can join us tomorrow, 3 p.m., I'm happy to send you the link to our annual board meeting. we hope you'll join us. We hope you'll join us just to reach out and touch another human being.
Right.
That's our mission. That's our vision. And
Join the community.
We've dedicated our life to create that chain. And it's going to be a strong chain.
Oh, yeah.
This is a strong chain, and we look forward
is.
to sharing it with you all. All right, Bev, that was a quick 20 minutes.
Well, when we start on our little roll, it goes,
Right.
Time flies.
All right, so we'll see all of you next week on Valentine's Day. So our heart goes out to you. Thank you all for joining us. See ya.
Bye, everyone.